Look, be honest with me for a second. You're in your late 30s or early 40s, you've got a decent job, you've bought some things you were told were smart financial moves. A nice car, a big house, some investments you don't really understand but your friend or advisor said were safe. And yet, somehow, you still feel behind. Like you're doing everything right, but the math just isn't mathing. Bills feel heavier, saving feels harder, and retirement still feels uncomfortably far away. If that feels uncomfortably accurate, yeah, this video is for you. Because here's the thing, some of the assets you were told to chase in your 20s and 30s quietly turn into financial liabilities after 40, and most people don't realize it until it's already hurting them. My name is Peter, and I spend way too much time thinking about how money decisions compound over decades. If you're someone who makes decent money but still feels financially stuck, overwhelmed, or unsure whether you're actually building real wealth, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. Now, let me be very clear before we go any further. This video is not about shaming anyone. It's not about saying you messed up. It's about showing you what changes after 40 and how to adapt before these things quietly drain your future. Here's what most people don't realize. Age 40 isn't just a birthday, it's a financial turning point. Before 40, time is your biggest asset. After 40, margin for error shrinks fast. According to data from the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, peak earning years typically occur between 45 and 55, but expenses also peak during that same window. Kids, healthcare, aging parents, burnout. So the question isn't, is this an asset on paper? The real question is, does this asset still help you after time, energy, and risk are factored in? Because some don't. Let's get into the first one. Asset number 1, the big house. Look, I know this one is sacred. Home ownership is basically a religion in personal finance. But here's the thing. A primary residence is not automatically an asset, especially after 40. The math reality. Let's say you bought a $600,000 house, 20% down to $120,000. Mortgage is $480,000. Monthly payment with taxes, insurance, approximately $3,200. Annual cost is $38,400. Now add maintenance from 1 to 2% per year is $6,000 to $12,000. Opportunity cost on that $120,000 down payment, if that $120,000 were invested at a conservative 7%, is $8,400 per year you're giving up. So now your asset is costing you $50,000 plus per year in real terms. Psychology behind the mistake. Why do people defend big houses so aggressively? Status, identity, ego. A house becomes proof that you made it. But after 40, here's what changes. Kids start leaving, rooms go unused, maintenance becomes exhausting, property taxes never stop. This is where it gets really interesting. According to the Federal Reserve, the median net worth of homeowners over 45 is high, but cash flow is often weak. They're house rich, cash poor. Action step. Ask yourself, if I didn't already own this house, would I buy it again today? If the answer is no, that's data, not guilt. Asset number 2, the expensive car or cars. Now, you might be thinking, Peter, I need a reliable car. This isn't about luxury. I agree, but here's what most people don't realize. Cars depreciate faster when your time becomes more valuable. The math. Let's compare $70,000 SUV versus $35,000 reliable sedan. Difference, $35,000. Now factor higher insurance for $1,200 per year, higher maintenance for $800 per year, and depreciation for $5,000 more per year. That's $7,000 annually. Over 10 years, that's $70,000 gone. That's a full year of retirement income for many people. Psychological trap. After 40, people buy nicer cars not because they love driving, but because they're tired. It's compensation. I deserve this. I've worked hard. I don't want to deal with problems. Totally human, but comfort purchases quietly replace freedom purchases. Action step. You don't need to drive cheap, but you do need to know the number. How much freedom is this car costing me every year? Asset number 3, safe investments that are too safe. This one makes people uncomfortable. Cash-heavy portfolios, overloaded bonds, low-growth annuities. They feel responsible. They're often destructive. The inflation problem. From 2000 to 2023, inflation averaged about 2.4% annually. A savings account earning 1% is losing money in real terms. Let's say you have $300,000 sitting safely. Earning 1.5% is $4,500 per year. Inflation at 3% is minus $9,000. You're losing $4,500 in purchasing power every year. Why people do this after 40? Fear replaces optimism. The brain shifts from how much can I grow to what if I lose? But the paradox is, not taking enough risk becomes the biggest risk. Action step. You don't need to be aggressive, but you do need growth exposure. At least ask, which part of my money is actually outpacing inflation? Asset number 4, the family business or side hustle you can't step away from. This one is personal for a lot of people. You build something, a shop, a consultancy, a service, and on paper, it's valuable. But here's the uncomfortable truth. If your business collapses without you, you don't own an asset, you own a job with a disguise. The burnout equation. After 40, energy declines. Recovery takes longer, opportunity cost increases. If your income requires constant presence, stress becomes a hidden expense. Real numbers. Let's say business profits are $150,000 per year. You work 60 hours per week. That's about $48 per hour. Now compare $1 million invested at 5% is $50,000 per year, 0 hours worked. Time-adjusted returns matter. Action step. Start asking, how do I remove myself from this? Systems, delegation, sellability. That's how assets behave. Asset number 5, your own body ignored too long. This is the most underrated financial asset of all, your health. And after 40, neglect becomes expensive. The financial cost of poor health, according to healthcare studies. Chronic conditions can reduce lifetime earnings by $300,000. Medical expenses rise sharply after 45. Poor health increases forced early retirement risk. This isn't abstract, it's math. Psychology. People think health is separate from finance. It's not. Energy determines career longevity, decision quality, risk tolerance. Action step. Health isn't self-care fluff, it's a wealth multiplier. Sleep, movement, stress reduction. Boring, powerful. Putting it all together, here's the pattern. These assets fail after 40 because they drain cash flow, they demand energy, they reduce flexibility, and they increase risk quietly. Wealth after 40 is about resilience, not flash. Final motivation and call to action. Look, I get slightly frustrated about this stuff because I see smart people doing everything right and still ending up trapped. But here's the good news. You don't need to blow up your life. You just need to audit it honestly. Start with one question. Does this asset give me more freedom or more obligation? If this video helped you see things differently, hit the like button. It really helps the channel. Subscribe if you want clear, honest conversations about money without the hype. And remember, it's not about having more, it's about keeping what actually works for you. I'll see you in the next one.